Good morning. Right now you guys are looking at my screen. This is the practice animated GIF file, PSD. This is on Moodle. I also have a handout how to make a GIF in Adobe Photoshop that you may want to have by your side as you create this project. Again, you can use any illustration that you want to animate. You can create one that you haven't created before. You can use an illustration you've done in the past and export it over to Photoshop. You can also use a logo. And think about too, like how you want it to animate. I would really look at the Pinterest page to get some inspiration. And think about how if you want it to change colors, if you want there to be movement, if you want things to pop in and out. You can do a whole lot of things in Photoshop, but do know that this should only be like a few seconds long. This isn't After Effects and Adobe Animate are the ones that you can make a little bit longer animations in, but this one should only be about 3 to 5 seconds long. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through this. You do want to create a square of 1500 pixels by 1500 pixels in Photoshop. Squares work best for Instagram if you were going to post it on Instagram. So looking at this, I just want you guys to know that your layers panel is really something that you really need to work with. Okay, so I just illustrated this little thing right in Photoshop, and you see a lot of these little things on Instagram as well. And if you look over here under my layers panel, you're going to see all of these layers. All right, so I'm going to poke the eyeball out here. So this is frame 1, right? And what I did is I started out with this one. If you see in my layers, I have a clipping mask. I have some of my type layer. This is the sun, right? And I have a little bit of texture on that sun as well. All right. So what I did is I started out with this, and then I had to duplicate each frame. I would do 5 frames. We're calling these frames because they're gonna ultimately go down in here, and it will be an animation. Okay. So you would duplicate it by taking this and going down to just dragging and dropping it right into the plus sign. Okay, 4 or 5 different times. Now, where the time-consuming thing happens is going in and sort of moving it around. So if I poke the eye out, I can kind of look and see how things are moving right now. So I have it moving to the side. The rays get a little bit longer, right? Moves to the side again. The Oh Happy Days has some color shifts in it. And then I add our right now at the very end of the frame. Okay. So little tiny movements. I'm not expecting you guys to do much with this. I just want you to know how to do it because it actually really is fun and great for social media. Animation and everything is kind of big right now. Okay, so that's kind of the time-consuming thing that you would have to kind of think about. You know, do you want it to slide off the side? Do you want it to rotate it around? Do you want, like I could have had this animation say oh, and then get rid of Happy Days, and on the other frames I could have happy come up and then days come up. So you can do it like that as well. Okay, but it can be simple. So after you have all this set and you really like you're poking the eyes out and you're seeing the different kind of animations happening within the frame, and you get a sense of how this is going to animate like that. Okay, so after you do that, you want to go in and merge these layers. Okay, this is where I might want to go in and save this as a native file. I'm going to merge these layers, meaning I'm going to flatten them out, okay? And I'm not going to be able to really change them around. So you might want to name this like your Photoshop native, and this way you could go in and you could change things around if you wanted to, okay? But right now I'm just going to merge them. So I'm going to control click on each one of the layers, and I'm going to go down to merge group. Control click, go down at the end, merge group. Control click on that, and we're going to merge group here. Control click, merge group. It's just a little easier to do it this way, I think. And go down to merge group here. Okay, so now all of them are merged. And you want to go down and we're going to create frame animation. Well, how you get here anyway is go to window and timeline. Mine is already pulled up, but if it's not looking like that, window timeline, and you'll get this, this bottom half come up. And then you're going to click create frame animation. And what's going to happen is down at the bottom here, you're going to see one has already been created. Okay. And then this is really, the animation is really the easy part. You do want to make sure your looping is on forever. That means it will just continuously loop. It will just continuously play over and over, and that's really what you want to happen. Okay, so now you would go to this hamburger menu on the lower right hand side, and you would say make frames from layers. And now you'll see that has populated the bottom timeline here. Now, one thing you do want to change is the timing. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to change up the timing a little bit on the bottom. So I have it at, there's 0 seconds. So I would probably go with 0.2 seconds. 0.5 might be a little bit slow. You can play around with this and change it up as you see fit. If you want one frame to stay on there a little bit longer, then you can do that as well. Okay, so now all of the frames have a 0.2 seconds on them, and we're just going to push play down here and see how it animates. All right, and it continuously loops, which is really good. You might want to, like I have that very last frame, I have a second quote at the end. That might be, you want to be a little bit longer, so I'm just going to play it again. Right, so it kind of stays up a little bit more. And if you like the results, hit stop on it and you're ready to save it up. So the animation part is really easy. It's really the part where you have to start moving stuff around in each frame. You have to change each one of these frames. That's the part that is pretty time consuming. All right, so now we're going to go up to File and go over to Save As. We're going to save it on your computer or your cloud document, doesn't matter, wherever you want to put it. And you already have your PSD file saved from before you merge the layers. And now we're going to go to Format, and we're going to go to GIF and hit Save. You probably could keep these all the way they are right now and hit OK. So I'm going to show you guys 2 different save options here. Okay, so we have that one, and then we have another one where you save for web. All right, so that's just like a normal one. It puts it right on your desktop. Okay, and now we're going to go to Export, Save for Web on Legacy. So this is 2 different ways to save for a GIF. I think that out of these 2, the second one, the one I'm showing you right now, might be the best, but I don't see a real big difference in either one of them. But Export, Save for Web. And the first preset is the one you want to stay on, which is GIF 128 dithered. You do not have to play with any of this. All right, and usually you want to see like how big your actual file is, and it's 694.9K, which is fine. Okay, and then we're going to hit Save. And I'm just gonna name this done animated GIF file and hit Save, and it puts it on my desktop. Now, in order to see it, and I have a whole bunch of them on the desktop for some reason. In order to see it, because you're not going to see it here, it's going to look like just a blank image. You have to go in and you have to just drag it and drop it in one of your browsers, and you'll see it play. Okay, So if you get stuck on anything, let me know, but I want you guys to have fun with it. It is it's really cool little thing that's going on with animation right now. If you want to know a little bit more about animation, let me know. I do a little bit with After Effects and Adobe Animate as well. All right, let me know if you have issues or anything like that. But again, make sure the only way you're really going to see the animation play is after you save it on your desktop, your GIF on your desktop, just drag it and drop it right into one of your browsers and you'll see it play. Okay. You will upload this to your Adobe portfolio and just link it just like you've done with the rest of the things. And it will be kind of cool to have something up on your portfolio that moves. All right, have fun.